In a mysterious valley, hundreds of people began to vanish one after another. They were trapped in a terrifying game of death and rebirth, a nightmarish loop with no clear escape. Every time they thought they had gotten out, they realized it was only the beginning. Kalav had a sister who disappeared a year ago. Determined to find her, he gathered a few close friends and followed the clues to a small cafe. Showing the cafe owner a photo of his sister, Kalav was told that people often go missing in a place called Leurs Valley. Without hesitation, the group headed straight for the valley. There, they discovered an eerie old house and stepped inside. Ellie noticed a strange hourglass mechanism attached to a wall clock. Abel saw that the walls were covered with portraits of missing people. Ellie signed her name on the visitor log, while Kalav suggested that this must be the last place his sister was seen. Suddenly, the hourglass on the wall began counting down. The group made their way to the basement. When Ellie went to check on a noise from Abel's side, she witnessed something horrific: Abel being killed by a clown. One by one, the others also fell victim to the murderous clown. Then, as the hourglass ran out, something impossible happened. The dead began to come back to life. Shocked, they saw their own faces now added to the wall. Kalav noticed that another house had mysteriously appeared across from them. Before he could react, he was suddenly pulled into it. The room was filled with terrifying clown masks. Behind him sat an old man in a chair. The man placed an oxygen mask over Kalav's face. As Kalav inhaled, his face began to deform. The old man turned to ash. Kalav had been transformed into a clown. Now under the curse, Kalav began killing her own friends. The 5 of them were reset again, back at the beginning. This time, they hid in a restroom. But after drinking the tap water, their bodies started exploding one by one. Just before Kalav died, she saw the cafe owner once more. With each reset, the group lost track of how many times they had died. Ellie thought this might be the 13th time. She had signed her name in the visitor log 13 times. They feared it could be their final chance. Megan believed the main door in the lower basement might be the way out. The remaining 4 armed themselves and made their way to the door. But more and more monsters swarmed toward them. In the chaos, Kalav came face to face with her sister and killed her. She soon discovered Megan locked in a cell. Kalav entered the cafe owner's private room and moved a coffee cup on his desk so that a leaky pipe above would drip water into it. When the owner drank the coffee, it triggered an explosion. Kalav grabbed the key that fell to the ground and freed Megan. As the monsters continued to multiply, the group rushed toward a staircase leading upward. Working together, they climbed to the surface. The sky cleared. Sunlight broke through the clouds. Smiling with relief, the survivors jumped into a car and finally drove away, leaving the nightmare behind.